Alright lads, today another mail call. Well, it's a pickup from my LGS plus some cards I traded from Yishi yesterday. So let's get to those. Oh, that I didn't trade from, that's just going into the zombie horde. So I got this Riveteer's Ascendancy. I forget what did I trade him? I traded him a Soul Ring and something else, some red card. Anyway, he was happy, I was happy, everybody's happy. So Riveteer's Ascendancy, black, green, red, enchantment. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may return target creature card lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Only once per turn. But that means I can do that every turn, even my opponents, provided I have sacrifice outlet, which Corval does. So I saw this in Yushi's box of crap that he wants to get rid of, and I said, oh, what is it? Holy shit, that's going into Corval. Sacrifice creature, bring creature back, tapped. That's the only restriction. Not until end turn, not sacrifice it, not bounce it back, nothing, just bring it back. Cool. I also got the Servo Expedition. Don't know why, just like the art. 1 and white for a sorcery, create 2 1/1 color to serve artifact creature tokens. I don't know when I would ever want to do that. What deck would want this? I have no idea at all. I just thought the art is pretty cute. You know, you've got these 2 little girls playing with these servos. So it's just something neat for the art binder. Then I got Serdok, Master of Buckland. 3 and a white for a 2/4 legendary halfling citizen. Whenever he or another non-token creature with power 2 or less comes into play under my control, I get a 1/1 white halfling creature token. Then I can tap 2 other untapped halflings. He gets +2/+0 and gets lifelink until end turn. And there's no restriction on that. So my assumption is that if I say tap 4 untapped halflings, he would get +4/+0 and super lifelink. He only gets lifelink once. Okay, fair enough. So the more halflings I have, the more power he can get and the harder he can swing. And my Lord of the Rings, Frodo, and Sam deck, almost all the creatures are power 2 or less. I don't know what I'm going to take out. That deck list is pretty tight. I took the precon and I modified it with only Lord of the Rings cards. My restriction was everything is going to be from Lord of the Rings, so it does, by default, it will not have the power level of any other deck I would have. No Vora Stronghold, no Gaia's Cradle, no Yevmaya Hollow, no fetch lands, no shock lands. None of the stuff I would normally put into a multicolor deck is there because of the restriction I placed on myself. And I'm happy with that restriction because it gives me a lower power deck. It's functional, it's fairly tuned, it's effective, but because I can't, by my own restriction, bring these other cards from the other universes, Universe Within, to this Universes Beyond deck, it caps out by itself. So he's going in there. Then I got this. The art is weird because it looks faded. It looks like there's some kind of layer over it that is making the colors faded, less crisp, less clear than I would expect. And the reason I got this is because it's a Galaxy foil. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of see it lighting up. And sometimes I do a foil video where I take foils from the first presentation of foils, 7th edition, Invasion, Urza's Legacy, or Urza's Destiny. I forget if it's Legacy or Destiny that had the first foils. I think it's Legacy. I think Urza's Legacy was the first set to have foils. Anyway, what I do in those videos, and I've done probably 2 of them, is I take the first foils, and then I take other foils that I have, and I show the progression of them as the years have gone on, the upsides and downsides to the foiling processes, and just give a good overview. Now, I don't have a representation of all foils. I have Surge foils because I have some from Lord of the Rings, but I don't like them. I don't like Surge foils at all. They look like shit. The foiled out commander decks they had a few years ago, I don't like that. It's Surge. It's the Surge foil. It looks like shit. It looks like ass. I don't like it. Avacyn Restored foils, most of those look like crap too because it looks like a layer of plastic. Nothing really stands out. This, at least the flames, they kind of stand out. The star elements of the galaxy foil process, it stands out, so it looks okay. So this will go in the art binder until I make a foil video. And that's what I got from Yuji. Let's see what I got from my OGS. All of these cards, pretty sure all these cards have a home. I don't think I bought or traded for any cards that are not meant for a deck. That's something I've had to slow down recently. So you're going to see less mail call videos from me. Excuse me, because I have 2 binders fucking full of cards. Packed full. Like this thick. With singleton foils. Well, and some flat cards. Cards the art. Older cards too. And it's all cards that I either like the art or I took apart the commander deck they were in and there was either no financial incentive to trade them in, to sell them, or I knew I'd use them in another deck someday. And then I've been acquiring cards so fast, making all the decks that I've been making over the past 4 months. Sometimes I would get a card in, I would put it in the deck, and then I'd realize a few days later after goldfishing or the first real game, this card really doesn't do what I want it to do, or something else is better. So it would go in the binder. So over the past 6 months, probably acquired 100 cards that almost immediately I pulled out of the decks I bought them for because I either got too many cards for the deck or realized something is better. So I've just been, my acquisitions have to slow down. I have to focus on only getting cards to tune up decks with known weaknesses, and they have to be glaring. That said, this is for Omnath. Omnath has gone from, so it was supposed to be Soul of Hydras. Omnath, Locus of Hydras. I don't have enough Hydras for that, and I could buy a bunch. I could buy another dozen Hydras and make it a Hydra deck, but I've got a lot of cards that deal with plus and plus encounters, so why don't I just lean into that? So that's what I've done. Omnath is now Locus of plus and plus encounters. He's got a few Hydras, but nowhere near as many as I envisioned. I saw that going differently in my mind. So anyway, I got this for him. Innkeeper's Talent, 1 in a green for an enchantment. Beginning combat of your turn, put a plus and plus encounter on a creature I control. 1 green, permanents I control with counters in them have ward 1. Nice. 4 in a green, if you'd put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. I like that. So that's going to go into Omnath somehow. I haven't looked at the deck for, I played it last night, so if you look at my videos where Cube and I fight the zombie horde, just look up zombie horde in my catalog and you'll see it. Cube Cat's House of Magic, fighting the zombie horde. And I played Omnath and I saw some things that need to change, so I'm going to change them, and this is going in there. Then this is for Sygg. Sygg is a funny deck. So Sygg was tribal specters, but the tribe isn't well supported. I only call it tribal specters because he had enough specters to make it a theme. Excuse me. But then I realized that the game plan of casting, say, Hypnotic Spectre, or Needle Spectre, or Liliana Spectre, or any of the specters that need to hit somebody in order to go off, putting down a 2/2 flyer, even though it has evasion, 2/2 flyer on turn 3, and swinging on turn 4 and pissing somebody off because they have to discard a card and I'm attacking them. That used to work. And now it doesn't because of all the random creatures with reach and flying and all that bullshit. So I made Sygg a meaner discard. It's one of the meanest decks I've ever built. Oh my god. Holy shit, I was goldfishing it a few days ago. Whew. It's going to be fun to play though. So there's still 2 cards I want to take out. One of them. Let me get a sip of coffee. There's the stuff. One of them I acquired, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? It wasn't a cheap card, but it wasn't an expensive card. It was mid. And bought it for a deck. Realized it doesn't really fit there. Put it into Sygg. And now I realize Sygg doesn't need it either. So now it's just going to go in my fucking binder. Sunk cost. I already paid for it. And I'm going to put in Necrogoyf. So Necrogoyf here. 5 black. Star 4. His power is equal to the number of all creature cards in all graveyards. All of them. But only the creature cards. So it's that typical, it comes to play, people ask, well, what's its power? Let's wait to count that until it matters because it can change. It's variable. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, they throw away a card. And he's got Madness 1 black. So if everybody's discard, including me, yeah, pop this guy down for 1 black. So that's going into Sygg. This is also going into Sygg. Nezumi Informant. It's just another burglar rat. It's the same goddamn thing. Burglar rat and there's another card that does the same thing. Comes into play, all your opponents throw away card. I can't remember what the hell it is, but it's got the same casting cost, 1 and black. It's got the same power and toughness, 1/1. It's got the same, when it comes into play, every opponent discards a card. So I'll have 3 of those in that deck. And then this is for Omnath. So I told you he's going to be counters, right? Well, if you saw the last Milkov video, you saw that I got a walking ballista for Omnath. So he's a machine gun walking ballista. He needs somebody to bring him some ammo. Mephidros Vampire brings him the fucking ammo. 4 black for a 3/4 flyer. Those are not good stats for that power, that mana cost. But each creature control is a vampire, in addition to its other creature types, and has, whenever this creature deals damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So if I've got Walking Ballista, and let's say I put 2 counters on it, take a counter off, do a damage to a creature, Mephidros Vampire says, lock and load, here's another round. Bow, shoot another creature. Lock and load, another round. Shoot another creature. So if I get Mephidros Vampire and Walking Ballista, I can machine gun down every creature my opponents control that doesn't have Indestructible, Hexproof, Shroud, or any bullshit. Which is most of them, more often than not. And if I've got Doubling Season, or if I have... Where the hell did it go? If I have Innkeeper's Talent, and I've kicked it down to if you put 1 or more counters on a permanent player, put twice that many. If I've got that and Doubling Season, holy shit! So Walking Ballista guns down all the creatures that oppose me that I can gun down, and then he's got a bunch of leftover counters from doubling the number of counters he gets. So then I can start gunning down my opponents. Neat. And since redundancy is cool, Triskelion. Triskelion is kind of like Walking Ballista. Basically, okay. So 6 for a 1/1 comes to play 3+1/+1 counters on it. Remove a counter, deals 1 damage to any target. So it's basically, so Walking Ballista, if I pay 6, it comes into play 3 counters. This guy, if I pay 6, it comes to play 3 counters, but if they all go away, he's still a 1/1. So the same, but different. Leyline Axe. Somebody, who was it? I can't remember. I think it's one of the newer lads. One of the newer lads in our House of Magic. We were conversing in the comments on one of my videos, and he said, Leyline Axe would be really good in Corvold. And I'd forgotten about it. So then I looked it up on Cherny-Ratiche, the local game shop website. And I thought, yeah, that would be pretty cool for Corvold. And it's cheap. The foil was cheap, so I bought one. Leyline Axe costs 4, but if it's in your opening hand, you can just begin the game with it. You just throw it down. Pfft, I ain't paying 4 for this shit. Fuck that. 3 to equip. Equip creature gets +1/+1, double strike, and trample. So if Corva has double strike and trample, he can hurt somebody real bad. Then I got this Wooded Foothills. So basically, I had a Marsh Flats, and I traded a Marsh. They were the same. The buy list price for Marsh Flats was the same as the sale price for Wooded Foothills. So I know Marsh Flats is a few euros more, but I just wanted to not deal with the bullshit of posting on Magic Card Market, waiting for somebody to buy it, shipping it, getting it sold, getting it registered as received, and then buying the Wooded Foothills that I need for Omnath. So I just went ahead and traded a flat Marsh Flats for a foil MH3 Wooded Foothills. And this is one of the, I don't know if I like the foiling process. It looks kind of like a layer of plastic. Maybe I should have just got the flat one, but it wasn't. It was only like 10 crowns cheaper, 50 euro cents. So, okay, I'll buy the foil. Anyway, this will not go into Omnath directly. I will put this version in another deck because Omnath, I like the fetch lands to match, to be from the same set. Or I like them all to be different. All from different sets. So this will probably go into, I don't know, Voya. And Voya's MH2 Wooded Foothills I'll then give to Omnath. Anyway, it'll balance out. It doesn't matter. This guy, do you remember what I said? We're 17 minutes into this. So about 17 minutes ago, I was talking about buying cards. Need to slow down. Well, then I got Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor, which actually could go in Rorobi. So, I was watching a Nitpicking Nerds video, and they're going over cards that had dropped in price because of reprints. And one of them was Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. And they flashed on the screen, and they clicked it off, and so I rewound it, and I paused it, and I read what he does, and I thought, that's pretty fucking cool. 1 black for a 3/3 legendary Phyrexian Praetor. Whenever a creature does combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life and then draw a card if they do. Great, so this encourages my opponents to attack each other. This gives me extra value when I go on the attack. And then 4 triple black, throw away X cards. Exile the top X cards of the target's opponent's library. And I may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. That's kind of neat. I don't think I'll do it. I mean, just the Edric-esque ability. That's pretty cool. So, give my opponents a reason to get off my back and not attack me. Get some value when I attack. Yeah, so he'll probably go into Hirobi somehow. Don't know what I'll take out. So anyway, that's what I got. Let's put them into decks.